Hey and welcome to this new video of learning and mastering ECMAScript6. So in this video we'll learn about switch. To be honest, we don't use switch very often in JavaScript, but it's good to know them. But first let's first have, for example, an if statement, and after that let's try to move it or to make it a switch statement, just to see how when switch come in handy. So first let's create a constant or a variable. Const, for example, fruit equal to apple. And now let's use our if statement. For example, if fruit equal to, for example, let's try for the first apple. Console.log, for example, apple is awesome. And let's use an else if, for example, else if fruit equal orange. Let's use the same, and this time orange are awesome. So orange, let's use another else if. So I will just copy and paste this, and let's use here, for example, pear, and here pear is awesome. Now else, and let's console log not in the list. Just an example. So now we know that our fruit is an apple, so we will see this one. So run apple is awesome. Run. Don't know why he don't run, so it's the same. Don't know it. I will change it to pear. Maybe something in here, so I will refresh, and if it's still not working, I will open my code editor and try it in there. Now, so I refresh the page, and you see here it execute this if because fruit is equal an app. Here also, for example, let's change it to pear, clear, run this, pear it's awesome. Let's add just a space or a capital P. So now we will see the else. So clear, run, and see not in the list, because we see that we already talk about this. Capital, it's not like lowercase, or uppercase, not like lowercase in JavaScript. So now if we have, for example, we have a lot of if condition and else if, it's better to use switch than if. For example, if we want, for example, about the month, if it's January, February, June, July, so we have 12. We will not type 12 times this else if, else if, else if. It's better to use switch. So how we can change that and make it to switch, that's what we will see. So first we type the noun switch, and here we type a constant or the variable that we will be testing or using, and in this case it's fruit. So fruit, we open and close the bracket, and inside switch we have cases. So case 1, if, for example, this fruit is equal to an apple. 2 dot, and in this case we will console.log let's use as we did before, apple is awesome. And after typing the code that we want to execute, if this fruit equal apple, we type in the end we type break. That means if this code or if this fruit is equal apple, just type just like execute this code between the case and break. Now let's see like case 2, if this fruit equal to orange, for example, 2 dot, and I will just copy this. So here orange are awesome, or is awesome, we don't care about grammar for the moment. Case 3, for example, let's use also pair, 2 dot, and here also pair is awesome. And in the end we use like default. What default mean is it's like the else in if you still remember like the example before with if and else if, and in the end we type an is or else if anything that the condition are correct, the program will execute the else, and in switch we call it default. So default, or let's not use it for the moment. Let's first like do or execute just this. So I will clear this, run again. Don't know why he keep doing that. So I will copy this and refresh again this page. Yeah, actually like that we will see nothing, because here we have like an uppercase P in uppercase, and here it's in lowercase, that's why. So in this case let's use default and see how it does. So default 2 dot, and here for example console.log, and let's type not in that list, for example. And as I told you before, at the end we type break. So now if we run this, we will see not in the list. If we like change it to lowercase, clear, run now, peer is awesome. If we change it to apple, clear, run this, and apple is awesome. Let's see for example if we didn't type this break in here. So clear, run, and we will see that orange is awesome and apple is awesome and orange is awesome. So basically those two, but our variable it says apple, so normally we need just to see that this apple is awesome. That's why we use the break. It's like if you want to make a similarity, it's like for example if we type if, and here the condition, and this is the beginning and this is our break. So we say that in if or else, if or even else, this or the end of parameter of the bracket, it's important to use. So here also we see that when we delete this break, he execute this one and this one until he found the break. We can even do this in function. So for example const, let's name it fruit picker or something, or chooser, or let's name it just fruits. And here let's use the arrow function. So we have fruit, and let's open here the bracket and let's close it in here, and let's type this. So now if we want to invoke this this function or to call it, so I will just type called fruits. So fruits, and give it in here let's use for example banana, so that we will see here the default. So run, it's not in that list. Let's use for example apple, clear and run, apple is awesome. So now we see how to type a switch and also we put this switch inside a function, an arrow function, and now we call it. So basically this is R4 switch, and as I told you, we don't use them very often in programming, in our programming, but it's good to know them. Maybe you will use them in some of your project or in your school, and as I told you before, it's better to know them. So I think this is R4 switch. Try to use an exercise, for example here, creating a variable of mount, and use, for example, all case 12 case with the name of all the mount that we have. For example, starting from January to December, and default, for example, use not amount or something like that, and try to use them as I did in here in an arrow function. So I think this is all for this video. In the next video we will be talking about loops. So see you next.